Think you still recognize your favorite stars? Think again. In this countdown of 15 celebrities, we reveal shocking before and after transformations that leave fans speechless. From red carpet royalty to jaw-dropping changes, discover what really happened. Lavish lifestyles, cosmetic risks, or the passage of time. Which transformation shocks you the most? Comment below. LaToya Jackson. Ever wondered what happened to LaToya Jackson, the sister who once seemed destined to rival Michael and Janet? In the early 80s, LaToya was bold, glamorous, and ready to step out of her family's shadow. Her debut album showed promise, but fame came with a dark cost. Behind the glitz, she was trapped in a controlling marriage with her manager, Jack Gordon, who isolated her from her family and shaped her controversial public image. For years, tabloids called her the rebel of the Jacksons. In truth, she was a victim trying to survive. When she finally escaped in 1996, she rebuilt her life piece by piece, reconciling with her family, speaking out about abuse, and reclaiming her identity. Today, at 69, LaToya lives quietly, far from the chaos of fame. Her story isn't about downfall, it's about survival. Because sometimes, the bravest comeback is simply choosing peace. Pamela Anderson. Once the ultimate 90s bombshell, Pamela Anderson was more than just the red swimsuit from Baywatch. She was pop culture personified, fearless, glamorous, and everywhere. But fame came with a price. Her private life became tabloid fuel, her image reduced to scandal after scandal. Yet beneath that blonde icon was a woman quietly fighting back for her privacy, her peace, and her voice. In the 2000s, Pamela stepped away from Hollywood's chaos, focusing on activism and animal rights. Then came Pamela, a love story on Netflix, raw, unfiltered, and finally her own words. No makeup, no filters, just truth. Today, she lives simply on Vancouver Island, gardening, writing, and embracing aging with grace. From sex symbol to survivor, Pamela Anderson's greatest transformation wasn't physical. It was emotional. She didn't lose fame. She reclaimed herself. Brigitte Bardot. In the 1950s, Brigitte Bardot wasn't just a movie star, she was a revolution. With An God Created Woman, she broke every rule, redefining beauty, sensuality, and freedom. But the fame she inspired also devoured her. By her late 30s, Bardot walked away from cinema, tired of being worshipped, judged, and photographed. While the world still wanted the goddess, Brigitte longed to be human again. She found a new purpose: saving animals. Trading diamonds for dog shelters, she turned her celebrity into a lifelong crusade for animal rights. Now in her 90s, Bardot lives quietly in Saint-Tropez, surrounded by nature and the creatures she protects. The world remembers her beauty, but her legacy runs deeper. Brigitte Bardot didn't just change cinema. She changed what it means to live free. Demi Moore. In the 80s and 90s, Demi Moore was Hollywood royalty. From Ghost to G.I. Jane, she wasn't just an actress. She was a symbol of power, beauty, and fearless ambition. But fame is a double-edged sword. By 2015, unfiltered photos shocked the world, showing the toll of time and cosmetic interventions. Critics speculated endlessly, but Demi never shied away. She embraced aging, choosing honesty over illusion. Behind the cameras, her life was equally complex. High-profile marriages, public scrutiny, and personal struggles tested her resilience. Yet she reinvented herself again and again, returning to film, fashion, and activism with a quiet strength. Today, Demi Moore may no longer look like the goddess of her youth, but she radiates something even more powerful: authenticity. Her story reminds us that real beauty isn't frozen in time. It's resilience, reinvention, and embracing the woman you've become. Axl Rose. In the 80s, Axl Rose was untamed. Long hair, bandanas, and a voice that could scream or whisper. He led Guns N' Roses to global fame. Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child O' Mine. Anthems that defined a generation. But decades of touring, excess, and rock and roll chaos took their toll. By the 2000s, Axl's appearance had changed. Swollen features, a heavier frame, a man who'd lived every lyric he sang. Critics mocked, fans speculated, and memes spread online. Yet Axl never stopped performing. He returned to stages worldwide, voice still strong, energy still raw, proving that legacy beats vanity. Today, in his early 60s, Axl Rose isn't the same rebel from the Sunset Strip, but he's wiser, resilient, and still a rock legend. Time changed his face, but it didn't touch the fire in his voice, or the songs that still ignite stadiums around the world. Donatella Versace. In the late 80s and 90s, Donatella Versace was more than a designer. She was the face of fashion itself. Glamour, luxury, and power seemed effortless, but her life wasn't without struggle. Tragedy struck when her brother, Gianni Versace, was murdered in 1997. She suddenly inherited the family empire, facing immense pressure to uphold the iconic brand while grieving a devastating loss. The world watched her every move, from runway shows to public appearances, scrutinizing both her decisions and her changing appearance. Over the years, Donatella embraced extensive cosmetic enhancements, lifted features, refined nose, and sculpted cheeks. Critics questioned the results, but she remained unshaken, continuing to lead Versace with authority and vision. Today, at 69, Donatella balances style, fame, and personal challenges. Her face tells a story of ambition, resilience, and the price of living under the world's gaze. Donatella's transformation isn't just cosmetic. It's a testament to surviving tragedy and asserting power in an unforgiving industry. Mick Jagger. When Mick Jagger exploded onto the scene in the 1960s, he redefined rock and roll. With Sticky Fingers and Exile on Main Street, he captivated fans worldwide, a whirlwind of charisma, energy, and danger. Decades of touring, late nights, and relentless performance left their mark. By 2019, heart surgery reminded everyone even legends are mortal. Still, the world watched as Jagger evolved. Wrinkles, thinner frame, but eyes still fiery, mouth still iconic. Mick's vitality now comes from experience, not youth. Every concert proves stamina, creativity, and passion endure beyond the years. Today, he's more than a rock star. He's a symbol of resilience. Time may change the body, but it cannot touch the soul that made the Rolling Stones immortal. Mick Jagger remains unstoppable, proving that legendary energy can survive decades of the rock and roll lifestyle. Nick Nolte. In the 1970s and 80s, Nick Nolte was Hollywood's rugged heartthrob. With films like 48 Hours and The Prince of Tides, his brooding looks and intense performances captivated audiences worldwide. But fame and excess took a toll. Decades of hard living, from grueling shoots to personal struggles, left visible marks on his face and body. Once smooth and youthful, Nolte's appearance grew rugged, weathered, and uniquely his own. Fans remember the handsome, untamed actor. But what remains now is something more compelling, a man who's lived fully and authentically. Nick's transformation is less about cosmetic change and more about the passage of time, choices, and resilience. Today, in his 80s, Nolte is still revered for his craft. His voice, presence, and acting continue to draw respect. The Hollywood star of decades past is gone, but the enduring icon of grit, talent, and survival remains. Nick Nolte proves that real legacy comes not from perfection, but from authenticity. Carrot Top. In the 1990s, Carrot Top exploded onto the comedy scene. Bright red hair, inventive props, and manic energy made him instantly recognizable. His outrageous style made audiences laugh, and his face became iconic in the world of comedy. Years of performing and aesthetic tweaks changed his look. Cheekbones sharper, eyes altered, face more sculpted. Fans noticed immediately. Some joked he'd gone too far, but Carrot Top didn't let criticism stop him. He returned to the stage, prop in hand, proving comedic talent isn't measured by appearance. Even with a transformed face, he kept audiences entertained night after night. Today, Carrot Top continues touring, creating laughter, and embracing his unique persona. His story shows that transformation doesn't erase talent. It can coexist with a relentless dedication to craft. The red-haired comic may look different, but the energy and humor that made him famous are unstoppable. Faye Dunaway. In the 1960s and 70s, Faye Dunaway was Hollywood's boldest star. From Bonnie and Clyde to Chinatown, her piercing gaze and magnetic presence made her unforgettable. She wasn't just acting, she was defining a new kind of female power on screen. But fame came with challenges. Critics often labeled her difficult, and her relationships with co-stars could be tense. Time and choices further transformed her image. Aesthetic changes altered the striking beauty audiences remembered. By her 80s, Faye had largely retreated from the spotlight. Rare public appearances hinted at a life now quieter, reflective, and private. Her health and the years had left visible marks, but they also revealed resilience, wisdom, and the depth of a life fully lived. Today, she is remembered not only for iconic roles, but for the courage to navigate fame on her own terms. Faye Dunaway proves that Hollywood legends endure, not just through youthful beauty, but through talent, determination, and an unwavering presence that no passage of time can erase.